My name is LaCasse. I am the owner of AI SEO Expert Las Vegas. I'm also co-owner of Neon Appeal. I've been doing this lecture this is my 1-year anniversary, and it is Google is just not that into you. In this lecture, I'm going to go over some of the basics, the simple stuff with SEO that people kind of still need to know what's actually going on. The disclaimer is that there was traditional SEO. It's been going on for years and years and years, and then June 1st happened of this year, and AI mode was released with Google, and it changed the entire industry. What we thought we knew about what was going to happen with AI was just thrown into the SEO world, and we all had to adapt. Now, what happened? A lot of things changed, but a lot of things didn't change. And I'm going to go over just a lot of the basics so that you guys have an understanding of how important your website is and how it is supposed to compete with other websites. So let's look at what is simplified with SEO. SEO, whether it was the legacy system or AI, it's about getting people to come to your website. That's the name of the game. That has not changed. What you want those people to do is to give you something. Name, address, phone number, a phone call, an email. That's a lead. That lead becomes a sale. This has not changed for decades. It's still the same system, but the way in which it's being presented with AI has changed things from the old legacy system, right? So what is SEO? Well, we know that it stands for search engine optimization. But the math is pretty simple. SEO works if your brand is visible, relevant, and trustworthy, right? It all starts with that. The cursor, the Google SERP, type in the box. It even works with AI. What do you want to know? What are you looking for? Now, in the old legacy system, whenever we used this and we typed in whatever we wanted to find, it gave you 10 blue links. It also gave you 3 ads. It also gave you a map pack. Those days are over because we don't want that anymore. We want a simple answer, and that's what we were given. Now, does that mean that the old system is dead? No. It's just that it's not integrated yet, but it will be. There will come a time when that AI bot that you have been using is going to start throwing ads at you. It will come, and it might come sooner than we think. But as of now, the objective of any business website is to get seen by AI. Because if you're seen by AI now, once those ads come, you're more efficient to converting when you pay for it. So, let's go over some of the basic SEO terms. Some of these are known by everybody. We've been part of the marketing lexicon for years. Some of them may be new. Again, search engine optimization, we all know what that is. Keywords. Keywords are still relevant, but the way in which keywords are indexed have changed. And I'm going to get more into that in the next slide or so, but always keep in mind that the way that we used to think about how keywords were ranked, those days are done, right? Backlinks. Everyone knows what a backlink is, but a lot of people don't actually put out to get them. What have you done to put your business website into a local citation? Now, I've mentioned this last month. People constantly overlook Yellow Pages. YellowPages.net is a monster of local citations. First of all, every website has a domain rating. It's a score. It's like a credit score for your website. It's out of 100. The #1 website in the world right now, and has been that way for 5 years and more, is Facebook. Facebook is a website. It is not a search engine. Yellow Pages is an 81 out of 100. It is a monster website. You could, in one afternoon, take your business website, fill out name, address, phone number, submit it, and in 3 weeks, your domain rating will go up by 3. And how many web pages do you pass if you go up a domain rating of 3? 7.5 million websites in less than 3 weeks. You pass up so many websites for a free citation. There's Manta, there's Hot Frog, Chamber of Commerce, there's the Better Business Bureau. Those are just 4. And each one of them adds more to your score by doing it for free. And people don't do this because, to be honest, a lot of people don't know about this. And if they knew about it, they would start putting in their information. You don't even have to worry about competition at that point because your competition isn't doing it. They don't even know. They look at Yellow Pages and they're like, who cares? You should care. It's 3 points for doing nothing. Indexing. So indexing is the process in which Google takes your website and saves it in their servers, right? Now, in the old legacy system, it was based upon the words that you were using in your website. If you were all part of a bike shop and we had best bike shop in Las Vegas on our collective website, it would be indexed in the best bike shops category. Those days are over because the system is much more complex. But keep in mind that still this indexing with the old Google system is still relevant to know what's going on. AI search. So AI search is much different than the old system because the old system was looking at the words that you were using and giving you 10 options to find the answer that you wanted. AI search is very different. It's not looking at giving you any links. It's actually understanding what it is that you're looking for because it knows you, as opposed to how it's indexing your business. Very, very different. Chunking. This is a new term since June 1st. Chunking is the indexing through AI. So if we had a bike shop and we wanted to talk about being the best bike shop in Las Vegas, and we talked about the different models of bikes, we talked about the different tires, handlebars, bike seats, everything that we write in that website is learned and vectored through AI. It takes it and it makes it into a mathematical formula. Now, what's different than the old system is that when you talk to AI and you hit enter, that inquiry becomes a mathematical equation and it starts to see if it matches with the websites that are correlating to the bike shops. Very different than the old system, because the old system, if we wanted to say we had the best bike shop in Las Vegas, it would be somewhere in those 10 pages of blue links. It would be somewhere there. And the competition would be, do we have enough people that say that we're the best so that we start rising through the ranks? Those days are over. The day in which how you say that you're the best bike shop, that's what AI is looking for, right? ERS, I talked about the Embedded Relevance Score last month. I went way too technical on it, so I'm gonna break it down very simply. ERS is the indexing algorithm of AI. It takes the chunks, it takes what you're saying, and it gives it a score. That score is what's being used when you are searching through AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, to see whether you're relevant enough to be mentioned in that answer. And the process in which the Embedded Relevance Score that is giving you a score for your website, that process is called the fan out. The fan out, think of it as like a trickle of water from like a window, right? It's going through not just one LLM, but hundreds. And it's using that math from your inquiry or from your website, and it's matching it in milliseconds against all other LLMs. And that process is called the fan out, right? Any questions about these terms before I move on? Okay. So, let's talk about a little more of the specifics of how SEO works. This is from the legacy system, but it still applies to the AI system. Step one is discovery. Google and the other search engines are going to find your site. It's called crawling. Now, whenever you make a blog post or you add content, there is a need for you to let Google know that you made changes. That's where the Google Search Console comes in. You can take that blog post with the URL for your blog, post it into Google Search Console, and a little box will come up and say index now. And if you hit that, you don't have to wait for the bot to find it. You are forcing Google to index it as you finish it. Nobody does this. Only right away, instantaneous. Because if you don't, you're waiting 3 months. 3 months for the Google bot to find it. But if you tell Google, I've got this done, or I've made changes to my web page, or I added this FAQ to my website, index it now, you don't have to wait. It's already done. And now you can take the next step, which is promoting that URL change. If you did a blog post and you force the index, you take that URL and you post about it, LinkedIn, Instagram. Now you actually did the work, force Google to index it, now you can promote it. In less than an hour, you could have a post, a blog, and dissemination across the networks in a matter of minutes. But no one does that. They wait. They want to wait for this thing. What are you waiting for? There's nothing to wait. Just get it done, right? Understanding. Search engines figure out what your page is about. It's called indexing, like I said before. But with AI, it's a lot more elaborate. And this has to deal with tone. Not what you say, but how you say it. If you are the best bike shop in Las Vegas, what are you saying that proves that you are the best bike shop? And this rolls into another element of AI search, which is called semantics. It's not the word anymore, it's the words associated with it. So let's use an example. Bike shops, we'll keep going to bike shops. When you want to rank for best bike shops in Las Vegas, writing a post about the top 3 most bike-friendly cafes in downtown Las Vegas, and then link to their cafe because they have bike parking out front. That's semantics. It has nothing to do with handlebars, seats, tires. It's the outwording of someone that becomes your customer. What can they do with your product? That's semantics. That's something that people do not talk about. So whatever your business is, what is the thing that you need to tell them once they've already purchased from you? What can they do with it? Because no one does that, right? What is the emotion that you get to sell? That's semantics as well. You are going to have freedom with this bike. You're going to be able to be a part of this community. These are the links to the communities and meetup groups that I know associated with bikes. That's semantics. That's proof and trust. No one does that because they're not thinking that way anymore. They're stuck in the old system like, I got to put best bike shops 50 times on the bottom of my website. It's called keyword stuffing. That's been eliminated for 3 algorithm updates for the last 6 years. Never do that. But taking what you do and looking at it holistically, what is the experience that someone's going to get when they purchase from you, right? That's the next frontier.
Question.
Yes?
I suppose using alt descriptions and photos would be applicable in this.
Yes, and I will get to that. You're absolutely right. So that is a whole element when it comes to changing how the website is designed. And I will definitely get to that. We'll put a pin in that one because that's a big, big thing. Step 3 is deciding. The LLMs and the old algorithm was deciding whether or not your website was worthy to being mentioned. In the old system, it was the blue links on either page 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. It's not that oblique anymore. You either get mentioned or you don't. You get one shot, right? So what does that mean for a business owner? What is the type of customer you want to find? What are their likes, their dislikes? What do they do during the week? You want to learn more about them and use your website copy accordingly so that it gets mentioned not just for what the business is, but their behaviors. That's the next frontier. It's psychological now. It's not if-then statements. It's more obtuse. It's more of an algorithm. It's more about learning how you are better and what you need to say so that they pay attention to you. Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, so what is new with AI search? Well, as I mentioned before, chunking is the big topic right now. The words, your H1s, your title, your domain name, your meta description, all of that is being chunked to give your business website an algorithm equation that can be used as fast as possible against anyone that mentions anything along that line of your business, to the words, right? Even the tone. Chunking is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just taking everything that we've done and make nice little parts and organized it. It just makes the saving of your website easier for AI to find later, right? AI also ranks for meaning, like I said with semantics. AI wants to know, do you really know the beginning cycle of someone coming to your website and what they get after they purchased it? Do you care about them, or are you just looking for a transaction? That's semantics. Whatever your business is, from the moment they wake up and they're interested in your business and your service, what are the words that you need to use in your website to get their attention? And that's just the website. You reinforce it by the social media. You play with it in social media. Just because AI is dropping everyone's traffic, which is a known fact, but if you were getting 100 visits to your website before June 1st, now you're down to 10. And there's a reason. It's because of this. It's chunked. It's being cut up and made into a long line of mathematical equations. But at the end of the day, when it comes to how search is finding you, you get to play with so many different variances of what the person gets when they work with you. And that's what other businesses are not going to address. They're not going to address that one of their emotions are going to be fulfilled. They're going to make more money. They're going to look younger. They're going to be more appealing. They're going to have better shoes. They're going to have a happier life. We couldn't really do that in the old world, in the old legacy system. You couldn't really do that. You could try with social, but now with AI, now you can. You could have a website that completely just talks about how awesome their life is going to be by using your services. And AI is going to catch on to that, right? And also, AI is going to pull from LLMs, other LLMs. Not just because you use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT, most of their traffic comes from blogs and Reddit. People are missing out on Reddit. Reddit is a huge contributor to ChatGPT. So is your blogs. Copilot and Gemini based most of their stuff on some of the socials, but also videos, because they will parse the language in the videos and rank that, right? So again, before you could have the luxury of not building blogs and just having your site that sold what it is that you sold, but now you have no choice. You have to write blogs. And it's just very highly suggested because it adds to the complexity of the semantic words that you want associated with your business. And the person that might be using AI right now types in a word that you wrote a blog about. Well, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to chunk it, and it's going to give a nice little segment about your blog in the answer. And then it's going to give a link, right? So that's why blogs are more important now than ever. Any questions? Nope? Okay. So, let's get into what you need to do. Oh, go ahead.
Excuse me, my voice is gone a bit. Is fan out incremental? So, like, you've got 3 versus 5 socials. Like, how is that all to AI?
So fan out isn't that specific. It's just the process in which, so if we're on an AI chat with ChatGPT and we're looking for best bike shops, the fan out method is ChatGPT, as you know, is going to look for blogs that associate with the best bike shops in Las Vegas. That's where it starts, and it's going to go through all of them.
Website blogs or
Yes, website blogs, because that is a part of internal linking. You want to have as many blogs as you want, as you can possibly fathom. However, do not ever, ever, ever let AI write your blog for you. Don't ever do that, because you are wasting that data, right? What you can do is you can have AI write the outline for you, but to the point of writing the paragraph, use your own language, as if, this is the big if, as if a person asked you that question face to face. That's the difference. Because if ChatGPT is looking at Reddit and grabbing Reddit answers, that's how we've noticed that whenever we use ChatGPT or Gemini, it gives an according statement immediately after you hit enter. Oh, I love what you're thinking. Oh, you're on the right track. It's not doing it because of anything that it's learning how to communicate with you. That's what AI is doing now. So again, if we had a blog about the best bike seats in Las Vegas, we would want to have it ask questions as if it was a customer coming into our shop. You know, I'm going to be riding off-road. Well, you know, for certain off-roads, you want to have this type of cushion. Again, it's a communication thing. We are taking out any relevance of a computer doing the work for us. But we can have it do the layout, but don't ever let it write everything, right? Good.
Tells me to do a good job.
Go ahead.
In Reddit, anything you do, comment,
Yep.
posing a question, just as much as you can do.
Yep. So here's the thing about Reddit, and I mentioned this, and you might have been in a couple of the lectures that I had. This is an SEO secret. Everyone should have a Reddit account. Start one if you don't have one. Whatever your business is, you want to go into the r/ whatever your business is, Las Vegas, or even Las Vegas in general, and do a search for your business or your business industry. Contribute as much as you can. Get your karma up to past 50. Once you do that, start your own Reddit and invite the people that were commenting into your Reddit. Now you have them. You have them. You can sell to them. You can have them get on phone calls. You can get them get on Zooms. They're your customers. But you can't do that by having that first part of having a very small karma Reddit. You can't do it because you can't sell. But you can sell in your own Reddit. But you have to build up enough karma and know enough people that you can invite them into yours. Karma. So positivity points, right? You got to have above 50. In certain circumstances, you got to have over 100. But nobody does that. No one's thinking about using Reddit as their own social platform to start selling what they do. They just go on there and they start complaining about crap. Use it to your advantage. It's there for you. It's free. All you got to do is build up the karma. And once you build it up, bring those people into your fold. Hey, you know, I do this. When we jump on a call. No one does that. No one's thinking about it like that, right? So, back to this. How can we make a website more AI friendly? There's some simple things, simple changes. The number one thing that people seem to miss is the importance of the H1. H1 is the headline one, the premier headline for your website. It should be exactly what you do and why you do it. Everything below that, H2s to H3s, support the H1. A website should be looking, at least in the SEO theory, should start looking like research papers, right? Go ahead.
The problem with this is that people think the H1 and 2 are type sizes.
Well, because there's a default type size, but the H1 is indexed before everything else. So when that parsing or that chunking happens, it chunks the title, the domain, and the H1 within milliseconds. Those are the first three things that it does. Now, H2s support the H1s, H3s support the H2s. So again, this is where you have to kind of take a time out about your business and think about what is the one thing that people need to know about what I sell or what I do. Put that in the title. Even to the point of the location as well. There's nothing wrong with I sell this in Las Vegas, right? Because why would you want to do that? Localization. It completely negates the fact that you might be doing this nationally. So someone in Las Vegas that's looking for your business, your H1 says that you do this in Las Vegas. You're making it easier for them. H2s support why you do this business. H3s support the history on your experience, your expertise of why you do this for people, right? So the problem is that a lot of people miss out on the H1s because they make them too long. They tell their life story in an H1. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make it simple. But then you can use your H2s to support that, and your H3s to support that. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because this is how chunking works. This is the whole process. The LLMs are not going to watch your rollover movie or your animations to figure out what your business does. It's going to look at the H1 and it's going to index it and it's going to move on, period, right? Now, next one, getting reviews. This is a big one because reviews are indexed now through the LLMs. People that have given you a review for your business because it's on Google My Business. Google My Business is a part of Google LLMs, which is a part of Gemini. So, if you were having this bike shop and we had 500 five-star reviews, that's a good thing. But if you had one star and you're down to 4.9, that actually ranks higher. There's a reason. Because the reviews are looked at for the semantics. What is it that a person said that didn't like your service and how you replied? Because LLMs are paying attention to that now. And they're going to give someone that had a 4.9 rating for their business a higher relevance score than someone that just has flat 5s. Why? We do this ourselves. When we're on Amazon and we're looking for a product, we scroll down and we want to see photos and we want to see people that left a 3-star review because we want to see what this thing actually looks like and what the objections are. If you get lower than 5-star reviews, consider it a blessing. Consider it a blessing. Look at what that person just gave you. They gave you objections. They gave you things that you could work on with your business. They gave you an opportunity to reach out to that person, say, hey, sorry things didn't work out. What is it that I can do to get you to a 4-star or a 5-star? Is there something I could do in the future to help you out? You don't argue. You don't belittle. You don't take out your anger on them. You get them to reconcile by you being humble. And LLMs are paying attention to that more than ever. We've already seen it on Amazon. We already see this every single day. Why would an LLM be any different? It's not. But your business is your baby, and you don't want to abuse it. You want to make sure that if someone's not having a good enough experience, what do you need to do to improve it? Also, the words of that 1-star to 2-star review, guess what they also just gave you? An FAQ. The adjectives used in that wording can be used in contextual questions and answers on your website. You index it, and then you post about it. There will be nothing to make, you'll be so invincible if you think about your business in that way. right? Doesn't matter if they leave 1-star reviews, because you could take that and move it up to a 3. Even if they're stubborn and they don't want to change, get them to talk about it. Leave me a video about what happened. There you go. Now you have a post. Now you have a social media. You have a short form video. And then you address it. Hey, we're sorry. We're learning our process. You're seeing this holistic more. It's not if-then statements anymore. It's more of a balance. And we've never had that before. We've never had this. So, moving on. Keeping the site updated. How often should you be changing your website? Every 2 to 3 weeks. Yep.
How much change?
Just copy at first. But the point is, if you were doing this optimally, you would be posting a lot more. Because this, the whole embedded relevance score, and from 100 views to 10, that's just for the website. That does not affect your socials. In fact, you should be posting more to your socials. So now you can find what the words and adjective of interest is for your customers. Which, if you were to post 50 times a month, 50 posts on Instagram, it's a lot. But think of the data that you will get. You will know exactly what people are coming from Instagram to your website for. You put those words in your website. You put those statements, that semantic statements of what is actually getting 4, 5, 6, 10, 15 clicks or likes or shares. They're giving it to you. They're giving you the copy. You just have to have enough of a psychological database, enough quantity on the social platforms to answer those questions for you. Because if you don't, you're guessing, right? Then at the end of the day, we don't want to guess. We need a system. That's how you build your system. All right. So, quick wins. These are the easy, over the weekend things you could do for your website that get you looked at, chunked, parsed through AI. Like I said before, turn your top 5 customers, what they liked, what they came to you for, where they found you, turn it into an FAQ. They're giving it to you at this point. What is it that they saw in your business, in your website, in what you do that made them come to you as opposed to somebody else, right? This top one is the easiest one to do, by far. But you got to go out and reach to them. And again, you want to have your customers keep coming back. Now you have a reason to reach out to them. Hey, I just wanted to do an FAQ. I wanted a statement as to why you chose me as opposed to someone else. Can you just give me 2 to 3 sentences, and I would really appreciate it. And even throw in some sweetener into it. Hey, next time you want something, we'll talk, give you a discount. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But again, you're building the FAQ over people that have started the journey, purchased from you, and they liked it. So keep on circling that.
I'm confused. Is that a section, or is this just throughout?
It's a section, and it should be below the very beginning of your website. Because, let's look at Amazon. Where are the Amazon FAQs? They're in the middle of the product page. We see the product, we see how much it costs, we scroll down, we get a description, scroll down again, we get questions. It's the same thing for your website, right? You don't want to put it at the very beginning because that's confusing. Like, what are all these questions? But it supports the H2 and H3. And again, if you know the questions that people are coming to you for your business, the questions that you literally have when you talk to them, you already have your FAQ right there. You just got to put it on the website.
So is there like a designation for that, like a bracket, or is it just...
Certain websites you can build, there's like a customized FAQ builder, and basically it's question with a little tab, answer, question, little tab, answer. The only thing that you'll have to add to it is what's called a schema at the end, right? It's a JavaScript program that basically takes the FAQ and puts it into a language that the LLMs can index very quickly, right? But that's after the fact. You can put it anywhere on your website. It's just preferred that you put it in the middle, right? Because you want people to scroll down, and they may be thinking of the question as they're scrolling down. That's when you know you really got them. Because if you're addressing their objections on your homepage, that adds to the minutes that they're on your webpage. Time on website. That's huge. And again, your homepage should defeat any and all objections within 10 to 15 seconds, right? What is it you do? Why are you better? What are the questions that I think you're going to have, and what the answers are of that, right? So again, schema markup. Schema markup, there's so many that you could do. You can do one for the website. You can do one for the FAQs if you put them in. You can do one for your local business if you have a business address and a Google My Business profile. You can do one as an individual with your social links. That's called a personal localized schema. And you can put that on your website, and it directs the LLMs to your socials. Right. And the last part is the alt tag. Somewhere on your website, and please don't have videos and rollover animations, but you want to have a high quality photo of you or something associated with the business. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into that photo and you're going to add what's called an alt tag. An alt tag is a statement or caption that defines the photo. Why is this important? Because we all have lived in the old Google system where we search for images. You can rank for your image, right? Someone's looking for an image of a plumbing truck, and that truck of the customer that you have shows up on all those little lines. And how many pages are in an image search? Less than the blue links from before. They can put at least 100 images on there. But if you don't have anything to caption it, it has no reason to put it on that inquiry or on that results. So if you have a picture of who you are or what your business is, and you use the alt tag, your business name, Las Vegas, it's going to index it as the business name in Las Vegas. And people could click the image in the image search and go right to your website. This has been going on for 15 years. That is old legacy SEO. That's why SEOs were always adamant on any picture on your homepage, you have to have an alt tag, because you're missing the opportunity for someone to search your image as opposed to the words of your website. Huge, and that is even more important now with LLMs, because LLMs are indexing that caption. That's part of the chunking process, right?
But all calls are for the disabled people to be able to...
Right, so that's, yeah, for the, you're absolutely right. That's also the ranking factor because of the speech to text function, right?
So every image should have an alt.
Every image should have an alt tag, every single one.
You can tweak it.
You can tweak it, yes. So there's a lot of case studies that I've read where people used their alt tags for keywords associated with their business. So if we had a bike shop and we had a picture of like a dirt bike, you could say best dirt bikes sold in Las Vegas. It's not the picture of the bike. It's the picture of where that link is going to. That's how you can manipulate alt tags, right? You could also say if it's someone that is an employee, new hire employee for certain business in Las Vegas, _ name of the person, because that's indexed too, right? So there's a lot of ways of playing with the alt tag, and that has not changed.
How about volume? Can you write a lot, or should you keep it brief?
I should keep it brief, because if it's the longer you write it, and again, this is what I'm going to say now, the jury is still out on character depth for image alt tags with LLMs. We still rely on the old system, which was probably 50 to 60 characters. But that may be changing, because if you put more, then the LLM has to chunk more, which gives you a better chance of being seen from an inquiry if you have more than that. But what I'm going to say is the old system. Maybe it'll change. I'll let you know if it changed. Because if we really think about it, let's look at the math on it, right? If we had an image tag of a bike and we were a bike shop and you put more than 70 characters, bike shop Las Vegas, blah, 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 best in Las Vegas, all this stuff, the chunking probability is higher because the LLM has to parse more words. But does that work? Not sure yet. So my answer will always be make it short, use the keywords, use Las Vegas in it. That way it's indexed better in the old system, but the jury's still out on the new. All right, so.
How do you keep up with changes in SEO? Does, if you subscribe to Google tools that they let you know if there are any fundamental changes?
So there's a lot of communities in the SEO world. There's a lot of websites that constantly update on what's going on. Search Engine Journal is one of them. SearchEngineLand.com is another one. There are many podcasts that are associated with it. I focus on the case studies. I read a lot of case studies because I want to know, not opinion, I want facts. If someone has done something that has changed the way the LLM is indexed, a specific type of word or specific industry, I want to know what it was, what they did, and what the results were. Now, there's also a lot of changes in the SEO world, and to be honest, to be a good SEO, you got to be obsessed with it because it's always changing. We look at the last 12 months. I've been doing this since August. The first time I did this, I was talking about never using PPC paid ads because SEO is so much more powerful. It's still relevant, but with AI, you don't have ads on AI anymore. There's no ads there. So they completely negated an entire industry that made Google $1 trillion company. That's what it is for now, right? It's going to change. They're going to have to come in with some way for people to pay to get mentioned in AI. They just haven't done it yet. That's the change in the last 12 months, and along with all the other things that have happened. I love this stuff. This stuff is an obsession, but I will never stop reading case studies.
So just pay in.
All right, so like I said before, paid ads. Here's my 2 cents on paid ads. I wouldn't necessarily use Google Ads for the foreseeable future, the next 12 months. We don't know what Google's going to do with Google AdWorks in the future. We know that they're going to do something. They're going to have to bring it into Gemini somewhere, but it hasn't been done yet. But the socials are more important than ever because you want quantity with your social posts. You want that post to reach 1,000 people, and you want it written well enough so that they have an interest in clicking on that post to come to your website. Social media paid ads are more important now than ever before, right? Certain ones suffice better for certain industries. There are some that are so cheap, but people don't use that platform. Example, Pinterest. Pinterest is so cheap right now, but again, is it interior design? Is it wedding dresses? Is it things that suffice for a certain demographic, which are women, right? It's $1 a day for Pinterest, $1 a day. You could spend $5 for a week and post on Pinterest paid ads, right? But if that's your business and that's your demographic, that's something to seriously look at. Boosting posts with Instagram, posting ads on Facebook, big, huge, something to seriously consider because you want quantity on the social side. But you have to live with 10, 15 people coming to your website organically and maybe only converting 5 of them, all right? So, moving on, AI search rewards sites that are clear, trusted, and structured. Again, this is where a lot of SEOs and UX, UI design are going to butt heads. Because in my expertise, you should never have an animation, you should never have a movie, should never have a video that's in the very top of your website. Never. Because it slows it down. It's adding weight to the truck of your business. And how do you expect to keep up with everyone else that's got structured H1s, structured H2s, H3s, and FAQ, testimonials, maybe an Instagram gallery at the bottom? That's a fast website. And that's going to beat a website that has a 30-second rotating movie at the very beginning. And again, it's not going to get mentioned by AI. You think you think LLMs are going to watch the movie to figure out what your business is about? No. It's going to look at the JavaScript and move on because it's only indexing the H1s. It's not going to index a JavaScript movie. Now again, certain businesses have a better advantage of having a very good-looking website with some animations, with some movies. But again, from where I come from, never, right? And again, I'm looking at the data. I'm looking at the site load speed, and I'm not even really looking at it on the desktop. The mobile phone is where it's at. If you have a slow loading website on your mobile, you're not going to get the visitors. They're going to move right by. And your desktop website should look different than your mobile. Your mobile should be even more bare bones. What it is, this is how you communicate with me. This is the form that you can fill out. This is my phone number, and you move on. Right? Moving on. Your competitors are already adapting because their SEO teams are already adapting to the new world. Don't get left behind. AI changed June 1st of this year. After that, everyone's catching up. It's just the way it is. There is no waiting period. It's already here. We've already seen it. So again, why do I say you should change your website copy every 2 to 3 weeks? Because if you haven't, you're behind. If you haven't reached out to customers that have worked with you, you're already behind. You could build this stuff over a weekend, and you can get yourself indexed quickly with LLMs. But again, your website is constantly changing. Whenever anybody makes an idea or you think of some kind of word that associates with what you sell, get it on the website. Get it in the socials. Prove it through the socials first. If more people are liking the wording of the copy of the post that you made for Instagram and they're consistently liking it over time, copy, paste in the website. It's already there. You don't have to think about it. It's already been proven to you. And every SEO that I've seen and worked with, 1/3 of them stopped. 1/3 of the people that I associate with on Reddit, they stopped their business. As soon as AI mode came out, they said they were done. And they packed up their stuff and they moved on to something else. The other 1/3 are holding on to the old system. They think that they can buckle their feet in and weather this AI storm because the old system still hasn't changed. It's still there. And then there's me, where I have to look at both sides of the house. Most businesses are just not at the AI conversation yet because they don't have the legacy system built up. They don't have enough backlinks, they don't have enough visitors, they don't have keywords. So we have to build that up first before we can look at changing the H1s and changing the semantics and changing the blog posts and the content. It's all part of this bigger picture now. All right. If you are investing in digital marketing, your brand is probably not being seen organically. SEO is always going to be about the organics. It takes time. If you want fast results, pay for ads. I can't beat ads. I cannot beat that. If you're willing to spend $400 or $500 on Google AdWords or Facebook ads or a Facebook campaign, you're going to get clicks faster than I could. But over a year, with building a trusted, structured website with blog posts that convert based upon your socials, I will beat ads in the long run by tenfold because it just takes time, right? Any questions? I know I kind of breezed through this. Any questions at all? No problem. What?
So the H1 and H2 stuff for each page, you should have.
It should,
Each page.
it should be different for each page, right? So let's look at it this way. Your H1 for your homepage should be the one statement that people will resonate the most about what you do. Now, as we see with other web structures, we have an about, or like a gallery, or contact me. So those H1s are about a statement that will get people to contact you. Available 24/7, let me know if you want to sit down and have a talk about what I do. That's different than the H1 of your homepage, but it's still there because you want it indexed as your URL / about me. That H1 is associated with that URL. When we take that off, that about me, now you want that H1 to be the most important statement about what you do. And that takes time to figure out. But once you figure it out, you'll know. You'll know right away. Any other questions?
Great job.
Thank you. Is anyone frustrated? Just let me know. What do you guys think about this? Is it over? Go ahead.
Another question, mind you, I didn't come in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
I'm not an IT person, I hired somebody, right?
Okay.
And got a big site, and I'm in this site. Sometimes it just says my website name, whatever page online, I don't know what that is, right? So, is anything you're saying that every page has to, on the URL name, need to say the real page it's on?
Right. So yeah. So that's part of the structure, right? So whenever we go to a website, the home page, that's the page.com.
Right.
Then you have your menu, and that's the / whenever they click on About Us, whatever. Each one of those pages, yeah, or they're called slugs, URL slugs, yeah, because it's a slug after the home page. Each one of those are part of your sitemap,
Okay.
right? And that is indexed that's been a part of Google's algorithm for the last 30 years, is what that sitemap is. Now, there's actual copy and case studies about what you could use as the slug. We want About Us, we want Contact, we want blogs. But underneath that is what's called the meta description. Those should be different for every page because the meta description describes the URL before you even get to the actual website itself, right? So when you go onto the old Google search and you saw the blue link, that little description underneath it, the 140 characters, that's a meta description. In the old system, that was a very important thing to write. In AI, LLMs do it for you. And that's really hard to digest.
So you still have to do it.
You have to put something there, but because of chunking, AI is going to take that meta description and it's going to give what it thinks is its answer to someone looking for your business. So it really doesn't matter anymore, but you still have to have it.
Okay, I was in a session earlier this morning
Sure.
with the following version of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are there or not. The tool that was featured there was Notebook LM.
Yep.
Okay, and for me, when I hear you speak about what you're speaking about here, which is creating the thing for AI to grab a hold of.
Yep.
One of the good ways to do it would be to take Notebook LM, apply it to your website, and have Notebook LM tell you what the structure looks like now, what it's telling the people now, and use it to find holes.
Yes.
Because we talked about that as well. The Notebook LM is very good at helping you find holes.
Yes. Yes.
You know, even create podcasts and do all of, the things you're talking about, don't put on the
Yeah.
content, right? But it will also do the analysis for you so that you can look at it. Even the free version will give you a
Yes, Notebook LLM is very good at doing that. I use it pretty much daily for what I do. Even in understanding this presentation for videos, you know what I mean? What do I need to do? There's nothing wrong with having your website audited by an LLM. But does LLM really understand semantics at this point? Like we talked about with the bike shop. If you were to write that blog about the 3 nearest cafes that have bike parking, do you think an LLM is going to understand that? It may give cafes in a local map pack inquiry. But with bike parking, part of the community, the semantics of your business and building into the community, I don't think it's there yet.
Well, if it's there, it'll put it in its mind.
Right, because it's only going off what's already published, right?
And that's what I'm saying, that you need a tester.
You need a tester,
Right?
Yep.
And Notebook LM is a good tester.
Right.
For what's already written.
Right.
So the question you asked them about, what should my words be? Okay, it'll tell you what your words are, right? And because it uses AI to also spit back what it understands, it may give you some hints about words that need to be there that aren't there yet. So that's how you use the 2 tools.
You do, yeah, you do. And it's, because it's still so new, and because I've been doing SEO for so long, I don't trust it when it comes to reaching a newer demographic of people, right? Like we just said, ChatGPT is basing themselves off Reddit and blogs. So if you're not writing blogs, you're not going to get mentioned by ChatGPT. That's a fact, right? It's also, what people need to know, it's also, its database set is Wikipedia. Now, everyone in this room knows the problems with Wikipedia, and yet that is the training data set for ChatGPT. Again.
So perhaps we should be writing Wikipedia.
You could, and you're digging into some serious stuff, because when the antitrust legislation testimony from Google happened before June, they had to give out what they were using as the data sets for Gemini, and that made the list. And every SEO said, what? What are you talking about that you're using Wikipedia as your data set for your LLM? Reddit? Okay, we see how that flows into. Love what you're saying, doing a good job, all that stuff. But Wikipedia? You're serious? Now again, if that doesn't raise a question as to the validity of the data set, now you have the other ones. You have Perplexity, you have Gemini, you have Claude. They didn't use Wikipedia. So again, the big hot shot right now being that everyone wants to use ChatGPT. I'm answering, would you trust an LLM that uses Wikipedia as its data set?
ChatGPT is your preferred one?
Gemini, for me, yep. Because I think it's updated better. I think it's got more, it has more of a algorithmic backbone than ChatGPT. And we're starting to see the problems. I mean, who's played with ChatGPT 5 since it came out? It's pretty slow, isn't it? Yeah.
My mind's being blown by your...
Oh, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna run home later and start getting to work.
Yeah, it's...
Do you, I mean, obviously is that part of your business that you might do it?
Full audit? Yeah, absolutely.
You know, once I've made some significant changes.
Yeah.
Look at it and give a...
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I got a couple people here that I've done audits for.
I'll give them a review.
Sorry?
I'll give them a review.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's reasonable
Yep.
and gives you good data.
Yeah, and that's...
But we can do some on our own too.
You can, and there's nothing wrong with putting your website into ChatGPT and doing a deep search. There's nothing wrong with that. It gives you an idea of what needs to be looked at. However, it's just text that's being brought back to you.
What's the other evaluatable tool? I can't remember.
There's a couple. There's Surfer SEO that does specific SEO AI audits. It's good, but it's a paid subscription, and I don't like to pay for stuff like that. I'd much rather do it myself.
So when I did it, there was something you gave me.
Oh, GT Metrics. Yes. GT Metrics is a site speed website. You get one free look when you sign up, and you might actually get 2 or 3. But it gives you a letter grade onto the speed in which your desktop loads.
I got an A.
You got an A. If you get anything below a C, you got to start taking stuff off, yeah. And it's very, very good because it'll actually give you the time signature underneath the grade as to what the biggest part of your website that's slowing it down. So it'll actually give you the HTML code. You copy paste it, put it into your website builder, and they'll isolate it, and either you want to get rid of it or change it or whatever. But that's the only one I use. Go ahead.
I have some video questions.
Sure.
So I have videos on the checkout page, so people know what they're getting. It's like a video, so before they buy it, they get exactly what they're getting. It's
Yeah.
a pop-up.
Yeah.
So that's the one that it just shows straight off order and doesn't show the page it's on. So
That works. That's fine. That's fine. Because the whole point of what I was saying was the very beginning of your homepage, right? If it's right, because if you have a video that pops up through a checkout, so they've already completed a transaction, that's fine. That's fine. There's no problem with that. Okay. Okay. Because it's not the web page and it's beyond the slug, you're fine. It may not be indexed at an A or a B, but you want that A for your home page because that's where everyone goes first.
what do you recommend? You know, like the old school was, you have a very, very pretty picture, you have a video that covers the whole screen. I did all of that.
Yep.
What do you recommend now? We put that someplace else? Or what do you think is the best approach for people who did that in the past?
Just have a picture of the video screen and reference it to.
You could. Right. Photos are always going to be easier than videos. So if you have a gallery, a small gallery that people can go from one picture of the product over, that index better than having a video.
What about, like he said, sort of like making a thumbnail? Can you have a thumbnail on top that would be all the words? And then
Yes, you can have that, but if you do decide to do that, I would strongly suggest going to GT Metrics and seeing what the score is after you do it, right? Because there is no definitive answer, right? It just depends on the size of the thumbnail window, how the rendering is of the video itself, but make the change and then test it. And then if it's anything below a C, then you gotta get rid of it. Yep. Oh.
As a user on that, I got two questions. One, how many walkaways are you getting because you're using pop-up, right? And how many people are using handheld? Because the handheld security is locked down tighter than anything else on the web. So when you pop a window, it's going to stop it. It's going to stop the flow, you see. So if you can find a way to integrate it into the page that's not a pop-up, okay, then you're in line and it's already there, and you're not. The thing is, I will abandon the website even if I'm in the checkout and I want to buy it today. It's trying to force a pop-up, but I can't figure out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it anyway.
I'm just going to abandon it. So you may want to talk to your web guy and say, let's figure out a way not to do this anymore. And then put the alt tag in whatever you put in line, because then it's in the right place.
Yeah, you alt tag the thumbnail, can't alt tag a video. So it'd be the thumbnail.
When you're saying change your content, if more content's just being added daily, that's considered changing your website? Or
Yes,
not?
but you want to make sure that the content is sufficing to your customer. It's not a mass quantity of 15 blogs a week. but 3 that resonate with customers that have worked with you, customers that have bought with you, and what their behaviors are. And the big thing, and I'll give you another secret, blog posts should have a number in it. 3 best, 4 worst, 2025, next 3 years. There should be a number in the blog title. Because we as simple human Neanderthal disseminated Homo sapiens, we like to see numbers in the title of the tags of the blogs that we want to read, right? Because we associate the number with someone actually knowing what they're talking about, right? That still holds true, right? Numbers, years, 3 predictions, 3 disadvantages, whatever you want to call it, but get a number in there, right?
I agree, things Eric said today.
See, and you'll never look at ChatGPT the same way. You'll look at it and be like, you're based in Wikipedia. How dare you? Go ahead.
So these pop-ups, every link should be within, not opening a new page?
Yes. So pop-ups, okay, so what you're talking about is 2 different things. Pop-up for video, sure. But even in your website, you want to have links on the homepage to different pages in your website.
In the website.
In the website. So if you scroll down and you want to have an H3 title that talks about your gallery of paintings, then you use the word gallery, you hyperlink it to the gallery page. Instead of waiting for them to go to the menu to click gallery, they're reading it naturally. Oh, I want to see your gallery. And they click it. That's internal linking, right? Huge.
But external, not to send that.
External will be,
Send that to a new page?
yeah. So external is going to be like your backlinks, right? So the fact that you're going to be putting your website on Yellow Pages tonight, that is an external backlink because the home page becomes the link, right?
Well, the dynamic there, though, is that if you send them to a new page, it'll stack up links in their history.
Right.
So if you want them to have more litter in their history that's your litter, then send them to new pages all the time. If you just want them to stay on your page and that's the only thing they have in their history and the last thing they
I
have.
don't want them to lose mine and then have to go backwards. Which is better, going backwards or just dumping something you've been to having yours back up?
It depends on your user, right?
Yeah, it depends. So I mean,
But is there a downside to doing it?
Well,
I mean, is there a technical?
the more times that you direct them to a new page, the more litter that stacks up in their history.
Right.
And then they're like, well, I got all these pages from this thing.
Well, as long as they're within my site, I'm okay, but if I have something else, I'm gonna send them to a new page.
If you want to be the litter on their street, then be the litter on their street.
yeah, it depends on where you want them to go to, because the whole point of your web page is to get the lead. You want them to fill out something or call you or show something of interest because that becomes your sale. So if anything on your page goes outside of your web page, you lost the customer right then and there. Whether it's YouTube or not, right? Whether it's Instagram or not, you don't want Instagram or YouTube getting the referral from you. You want to get the referral from them. I'm sorry. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.